Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Sarah Jane. This is Gift of Healing TV, and our guest today is Amaliah Grace. And Amaliah is going to be sharing a meditation with us, Gateway to Wholeness. Amaliah, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, Sarah. I'm really excited to be here finally. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, it's taken us a bit of sorting out to get this, but this is what we're here now, and we're really looking forward to that. And Denise, welcome. Lovely to have you with us. Let me introduce you to Amaliah first. Amaliah Grace lives on the Sunshine Coast of Australia. After a shamanic journey to Peru in 2004, she began channeling a Syrian goddess, the Cosmic Mother, and Mary Magdalene, to awaken others to divine feminine energy for personal and planetary evolution. She evolved into a soul and goddess sound healer. She sings light language, shamanic healing songs to unlock memories of a soul's origins and channels unique soul signature sound codes to align with one's soul's essence. Her career as a professional choreographer and rehearsal director developed her discipline and commitment to follow metaphysical healing and the alchemy of change. She taught herself crystal healing and meditation and trained in massage, reconnective healing, light language, alchemical healing, and psychic K. Amaliah.
Psych.
Psych. Okay, fine. Sorry about that, folks. Amaliah presents at spiritual gatherings, workshops, and has created 2 courses, Soul Line Clearing and Online Ascension Star Codes of Light. Currently, as she is self-publishing her spiritual memoir, Igniting the Cosmic Dance, Awakening to Star Lineage and the Language of Light. Amaliah, brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us today. And folks, if you're aware of me, I work with sound. Recently I've discovered I can work with light language as well. And so this so resonates with me. It's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you, Sarah. I might just start with a little bit of language. No te anaka no heti ana shoti anatstoneti moi kasti tiki tohia baha stati no he. So as I welcome in the Cosmic Mother and my goddess from Sirius, from the Star Nations, as I channel her in, her vibration is fully with us, and the Divine Sophia and all the other female and feminine aspects of the Divine Feminine, like Mary Magdalene, who I also channel sometimes. I first started, I was always interested in meditation, actually, even when I was dancing. And at that time, of course, there was no books around. And I remember trying to sort of connect and didn't have a clue how to do it. And it wasn't until I was in my 40s, ended up getting some anxiety and panic attacks and went through that process that, of course, I had to really look more deeply into it and did lots of years. As you've heard, I started with crystals, but profoundly working with inner child work initially, because like many people, I went through a whole period where I really disliked my mother for a long, long time, and had an awful lot to clear and work and forgive her and forgive myself for that unresolved aspect. But and after 22 years of a long-term relationship with my first my partner, and then we did get married for a short period of time. Like many women, when they get to their 50s or late in their life, they realize that I realized I had something else that I had to offer, and there was no way that I was going to be able to develop myself fully while I was still in the relationship. And in leaving that relationship, I embarked on this amazing experience with first going to it was in 2004. 2004 was an incredibly magical time. And I went to the Bahamas for the Diamond Pyramid of Light conference. And that was the time of the, I hope I can get this, I think it's the concordance. I get them confused, convergence, concordance. And then after that, I went to Peru and had 4 days in Peru. And that created this amazing connection, past lives awareness, and a relationship where when I returned from that, in between just that particular 4-day process and knowing that I had to go the following year in 2005, that actually I've got the years there. It was 2003 November was the harmonic concordance. And in returning to Peru, in between returning to Peru, I was taken out in an amazing healing experience where I was taken out to visit the Cosmic Mother through the portal of Lyra with a friend of mine, and connected and gave her my spirit light. And she asked me, she gave me a crystal cluster, and I was guided to go and travel at that, through that healing, to birth this crystal cluster into the Temple of the Moon, which is called Amaru Mache, just on the hill of Cusco. And there lies a lot of my story. I had this mission that I had to do with the mother, and that occurred before I fully started to channel the goddess. It was fairly quickly, though, only a few months later, where I started to bring her in. And that, of course, was, I had no knowledge or no intention that that was the vision of where I was going when I first started this journey.
I think for so many of us, it's just that, isn't it? We have no idea, do we, what's happening? We're ordinary people, that things have happened and we've just allowed ourselves to open up. So much of your story resonates in its own ways with me, and I'm sure it will to many that listen to this. And you think, and if we can do it, so can everybody else. And that's what I love about it. And the inner child work is, to me, is absolutely essential, that reconnection to the inner child. But we won't go into that. But what you are going to share a little with us about the 1111 energies.
Yeah.
So yes, if you'd like to, before we start, we go into the meditation aspect.
Well, as we probably all are aware that we are in 2018 is an 11 years. So the whole way through this year, it's an 11 portal where we can step through. And that really means that at any moment, we can decide to actually step into the next new aspect of ourselves. And with the 2 eclipses in January, what was quite amazing was the sun and the moon at that point of the eclipse height. They were both sitting at 11 degrees of the sector on the astrological chart that they were living in, that they were housed in. So January has been this incredibly profound period, and of course we just had the partial solar eclipse the other day, and we just got this energy of newness, of rapidly being able to just keep clearing and cleansing, and having the new concept of our belief and the ideas that we want to, to become closer and closer to our soul aspect, really, that I am a process, and our light body, but still function, this is the challenge, to still continue to function in good old planet Earth down here.
Oh, definitely that one. Definitely that one. In fact, we had an earthquake here in the UK yesterday. And as much as I think the epicenter was somewhere up in Wales, I became aware of the house shaking. And it wasn't until I heard about the earthquake that I realized that it had actually happened yesterday. So, sort of, I'm not that close to Wales, but I definitely felt it, and it was felt over quite a lot of the country yesterday. So there's amazing things going on. We also had a blue moon, didn't we, last month? Because there were 2 full moons in January, and there are 2 full moons in March. So
Oh,
there's
really?
because there's no full moon in February at all. So we have a blue moon, sort of like alternate months at the beginning of the year. So sort of January and March. So we've got some amazing energies around at the moment.
Which,
So folks, feel those energies. They're definitely having an effect on me at the moment, which is unusual.
and of course, the 11, bring the 11 together as a 2. That's, I think we're getting closer and closer to sacred marriage within ourselves, which is the more we have our sacred feminine and our sacred masculine, and bringing that balance, and for them both to be working, consistently, pretty much all the time. So we're going from, receiving to action, receiving to action. It's really, really important time. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit, what I've taken literally fairly recently to I put my roots down into Mother Earth regularly, at least twice a day, usually. That connection to Earth, to the feminine. But literally just recently, because if I've got roots, I'm a tree. And so I've been spreading my arms and saying, I'm spreading my branches, connecting to Creator Source.
Yeah.
As connecting to the masculine, and therefore bringing in the energies of both. And there is a meditation. I don't know whether it's one I've shared, but I know it's one I've experienced, and it's about the tree, and then bringing those energies down into your heart. So creating that equal balance of masculine and feminine within one's heart. So I suppose in some way that's what I'm doing. So that's, and maybe if I haven't shared, it's one I ought to think about doing. So, but we're definitely, for this one today, Gateway to Wholeness. Now, folks, before we actually go into this, 2 things. The music is composed by, because there's going to be music during this. The music is composed by David Adner. Andor, sorry. So I'm looking at this. My reading was never that brilliant. Andor, Andor. It's New Age music, and the piece is called Arcturus. Access to his music on the website. So if I share this, and I will make a point, I share this under the video. Oh, come on, won't that do that? So I can share that in there for you.
Yes.
So that's there. We have, Amaliah has permission to share this piece of music. So, because obviously that's really important, because I've always said I don't want to get in trouble for copyright or anything like that. So that's brilliant. Amaliah has that permission.
Yeah, David's given it to me to use as often as I like, which is an absolute gift, because when you hear the music, you'll understand. It's very beautiful.
Yeah. So that's brilliant. But so that's that. Amaliah, just like myself, when we start bringing a meditation forth and sharing a meditation with you, our voice tends to go a lot quieter. So we're not speaking the way we're doing now. If you find that it has gone very quiet, please feel free to turn your volume up. And this meditation is going to be available via YouTube, so you can go back to it and visit as often as you choose. You haven't got to listen to all the conversation. You can just go to the meditation. Now I am going to hand over to Amaliah, who's going to run through a few bits first, and then we're going to go into the meditation. And at the end of that, please feel free to pass comments, to share. And I think there's going to be a couple of questions. So if you can let Amaliah now know that you are ready, please do. But if you're quiet, we'll just give a little gap, then move on to the next bit. Amaliah, I'm looking forward to this. Over to you.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, this gateway to wholeness is a interdimensional gateway. And about 8 years ago, I was woken in the middle of the night to this vision, and it was a series of orbs and metal, and with amazing, beautiful turquoise light illuminating and radiating outwards. And I thought, wow, I didn't have a clue what this was all about. So a couple of nights later, I was woken again and it was closed with no light. And I think my guides, it's something that's attached to me. It is almost like a physical gateway that they've given me. But I think also it's partly to do with I don't believe I've got a gateway and I can take people out sort of into that kind of environment unless I've got something that I can physically see. And so I hope that this will be very beautiful for you. So before we start, what I'd like you to do is to just connect in with yourself and bring forward a few thoughts and ideas and note them to yourself of what it is, so that we can create a really clear intention for yourself today as you journey out there through the interdimensional gateway. So what is it that you'd like to let go? Have you got some unforgiveness for yourself or for somebody else? Or are there certain beliefs that you've been working on and you're really ready to let that go? So I'll just give you a few moments right now to breathe in and have a little bit of an idea as to whether what you're wanting to set for yourself as your intention. And we will speak and make us an intentional statement in a few moments. I'll just put the music on the background while you have a little think of that. And if you want to just let me know in the chat whether you're ready, that would be appreciated. That would be lovely. So just take a few moments. So Denise, if you have an idea, you can even write it down for yourself. Breathing deeply in and going into your inner world, your inner body, and connecting with yourself. Okay, now the next idea is that I want you to be able to vision for yourself what you will look like. What does you being really whole mean to yourself? And bring that forward. Have some kind of idea of when you've let those ideas go, what does that look like? What does the new you, the new female or male, what does it look like? And hold it very firmly in your vision, in your inner eye, so that when we journey outwards into the cosmos, that you can then bring that forward when you stand before the gateway. Now, I'd like us to create your intention now, and I'll just read what the intention will look like and sound like, and then I'll say it slower so that you can repeat it aloud for yourself. So, I am willing to release the need to hold the limitation of, so whatever that specific limitation is for yourself, from my physical body, my mental mind, and my spiritual body, and from my consciousness. Now, when we say from my consciousness, we're accessing here all the subconscious memories from multiple past lives, and we don't need to know necessarily right at this moment what that is. But spirit and our self and our soul knows that. So I'll say this again for you so that you can repeat it now aloud to yourself. I am willing to release the need to hold the limitation of, from my physical body, mental mind, and spiritual body, and from my consciousness. Lovely. All right, so now gently close your eyes and start to follow your breath in through the nostrils and down to your belly. In and out, up and out and out through your nostrils. So creating your inner pathway. Again, another couple, breathing in and down to your belly, allowing the belly to expand, and up and out. So one more time like that. Breathing in and down, and up and out. And on this next breath in, follow the breath down to your heart center. And from your heart center, feel and see a little candlelight. That's your spirit light, flickering and jumping and dancing. And know that that is you, and that aspect of spirit that is yours. And now imagine yourself writing down onto a piece of paper the beliefs and limitations that you've set for yourself today. And now fold that piece of paper up into several folds. And from your heart center, send beautiful, unconditional pink love light and surround that piece of paper in a bubble of light. And the more you send and breathe out from your heart center, it lightens that into a balloon, and it starts to lift up, up, up and out into the cosmos. See that float up to be embraced by the Cosmic Mother. And now continue to breathe in and take a deep breath. And as you do, have a sense of expanding yourself, and that you're becoming like that balloon, and that your love that you're giving to yourself is expanding more and more as you begin to float up and out of your chair and up into the cosmos, getting lighter and lighter until you see a pathway of glowing light, so that you can travel out on that pathway up into the cosmos and the starry night sky. Now see in the distance that you've got a landing pad. It's suspended in space where you can now arrest and arrive onto that landing pad. And then traveling towards you quite rapidly in the distance is a silver gateway. And you are suddenly bathed in radiant turquoise light as the gateway opens, ready for you. Now the turquoise light is connected to the dolphin ray in the 7th and 9th dimensions, and a connection to the star system Sirius and the Great Mother. So as you stand in the front of this gateway, take a few moments now, breathing in deeply, and bathe yourself in that turquoise, radiant light. And as you do this, bring forward the future vision of yourself in wholeness. Nota neti naka, nota neti nataka, no shetiti nishtiti, no ka pai te, no kata na hata te, 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 te. And as you bathe in this light, allow all those limitations to be shed from you, and imagine yourself taking off a heavy rucksack or maybe a very thick overcoat, which is symbolic of the ideas that you're letting go of. It may be it's some other image, but just have a sense that you are consciously shedding this aspect. Haya ne titi tiko ne hata ne titi shona mokaya ti. And now step through the gateway. And as you do, you're stepping into a wormhole, which is spongy and pulsates and vibrates with the mother's unconditional love for you today, and waiting for you to travel through and journey through that wormhole is a soft, fluffy cloud for you to lie back, relax, and enjoy as you float through the space and are transported through that wormhole. And as you start to move, the wormhole rotates and acts like a vacuum cleaner, sucking out the debris for yourself as I sing you through the gateway. No te no Shanati shata no yana te no yana no yana ni And as you continue and come to the end of the wormhole, you see standing at the end your radiant being in wholeness, that vision of yourself, that whole aspect of yourself, having let go of the intention you've set for yourself today. And that vision is standing on a beautiful golden beam of light with a radiant gold pathway behind it. Now stand in front of yourself, the new version of you. Open your arms wide and merge with yourself, becoming that new aspect, that new vision that you've been holding and creating. Niyam, Feel how that feels. Sense and feel the changes in the body. And now I invite you to fly away along the golden pathway and explore the cosmos and enjoy that freedom, the sense of freedom and newness that you have today. Just for a few moments. Naha Natinaya Natia Nai Naha Naha Naha. Shiva Shukuna Shitiana Tata Nokiana Soteni Noka Shati Noma Shatana Mo. Now slowly begin to turn back towards Earth and continue to fly down on a golden stream of light until you can see planet Earth below. And from your heart center, breathe out and a beam of beautiful, unconditional love. And again, imagine that you're surrounding Earth, planet Earth, with that love that you've received today. And from your heart center, gifting it to all beings, all humans, all animals on the earth. See it radiating out and encompassing everything. And when you're ready, come down closer to Earth. Fly back down, 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 until you start to come into your house, into your home. and are ready to come back into your own body and settle once more down into your chair, feeling yourself come inside. Take a few breaths internally, reacquainting yourself with your physical body, and feel yourself sitting on the chair or lying down. Feel your clothes on your legs and on your body. And I'd like to give thanks to the Gateway of Wholeness and the Cosmic Mother and the Galactic Council of Light and my Syrian Goddess. Neheniti kona tati no shini aha moka moka moka. Shh. And just as you start to ground and feel yourself more fully in your body, take a few moments to send your grounding cords down through your feet or from the root chakra and anchor yourself back into planet Earth. And when you're ready, take a drink of water and also stretch. Oh, Sarah, we have some tears. That's wonderful.
That's fine. No. My eyes were watering, and I just accept that. It's just like, it was brilliant.
That's what happens when you come in contact with the mother and Kuan Yin and all of those feminine aspects.
I think to me, it was when you sort of said initially about visualize yourself as to how you're going to look with after, and it was just like everything wasn't about seeing, it was about feeling. To me, It was all about feeling. Mm-hmm. And then, but sort of towards the end, I thought, actually, the perfect me was the day I was born. It was going back to that pure perfection before life and all the experiences, because my first experiences happened very young. For those that, if those don't mean, that's fine, but they did happen to me very, very young. And it was going back to that perfection that each and every one of us is born into, with the knowledge that we need. It's all there. Everything we need for our lives is born with us. And it is what happens to us and how we react to those things, to me, that helps us to lose aspects of ourselves, disconnect with aspects of ourselves. And so the perfect me was going back to, and then being able to bring that perfection of me back into me, complete and whole. And that to me was so beautiful.
Lovely, thank you. Great. Wonderful.
So if anybody is out there, who's like, because I know we've got a number of people listening. If you want to, well, there's more than Denise there.
There?
Oh yes, yeah. So folks, if you want to sort of make a comment, even if it's only just a thank you, that's fine. Otherwise, if you would prefer to do this privately, by all means, send an email to me at giftofhealingtv.com, and I will pass it on to Amaliah, or I'm sure through her website. Now, where is your website? I'm sure I've got your website address here. Oh, Denise, Energy of Strong.
Grace. Yeah, Amaliah Grace. Yeah.
Right, I've got two here. AmaliahGrace.com.
That's right.
So
want me to put there?
I've got it. And then the Academy of, let's put that one. So you can connect directly with Amaliah through those as well. Halfway through. Denise, that was your internet. As far as I am aware, we were totally there the whole time. That you will get sent automatically a copy of the recording, and it will be on YouTube and it will be on the catch up page. Please bear with me on that because I've got a very busy day ahead because it's morning here in the UK. It is, however, evening for Amaliah in Australia.
Yep.
Jay, hello, Jay. Jay, thank you. Beautiful meditation, very peaceful. Yeah, Denise, it was my end. So yeah, Jay joins us a lot. If it's the Jay, I think it is. So that's brilliant. Lovely that you were able to join us this Sunday morning here in the UK. So do please feel free to connect with Emily. I'll put the email addresses, the website addresses underneath the YouTube video once it is up. And as I said, it will eventually go up, but it probably won't be till tomorrow because of how busy I am today.
And if they want to know anything more about my story with the Cosmic Mother, etc., probably within the next 2 weeks, it'll be up as an ebook.
Brilliant.
Available on Amazon. So,
and I'm sure there'll be a link to that on your websites.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Have you got anything just lastly that you would like to share with folks before we actually sign off and leave people to actually now totally integrate that within themselves?
Oh wow. What else could I? Yes, well, working with ours, one of the things that I totally believe, and I've been working and talking at spiritual churches quite a bit, is that we all have that ability to speak in a language. And I call it soul language, not only the language of light. And because when I work with different people, I speak in everybody's different language, multiply. And it's really just about us getting to a place where we just keep working and raising our vibration. And at one time, it's almost like a switch goes on and it just changes, and we've suddenly gotten in alignment whereby that language will come through. And it is the highest vibration that we can work with. And when we allow that to speak for ourselves or sing for ourselves and find our own single note, our soul sound, our physical form can just completely transform and shift us very quickly out of how we're feeling at any one moment. So I encourage people to, there are many, many of us now who are speaking in language, and Sara, and I know quite a few people around my area here on the Sunshine Coast of Australia, which is up in Queensland in the northern area. We've got a whole tribe of us who are speaking in language and doing our work and helping to activate and trigger other people to do that.
Yeah.
So I really hope that you all sort of, I think a lot of people feel, oh, that's great that they do it, but it's not, I don't think I can. But truly, everyone's got it, because we're all a soul, and we all have a soul sound, and we all have a soul language. So of course we can. You just have to do it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I shared a meditation, I think it was somewhere between Christmas and New Year, around about that time, that was basically a message from your soul, and it was in light language and a meditation. So when I started doing it, and it was just like, what's going on? And then I heard somebody else from Australia who was doing it, and I said, that's what I'm doing, it's light language. And then I was listening to what you were thinking, that is so similar to what I do. It sounds the same. It's got, I don't understand a word of it, but it doesn't matter. And that's what's so beautiful. So if you want to go and find that, again, it's on the meditations page, the giftofhealingtv.com website. Sally has just actually put, Sara, please share the male and female meditation. I will find it. Keep an eye on the Gift of Healing TV website. Once I've found it and I can set a date for that, which I will obviously look for it, and I will try and set that date for during March, sort of for a Wednesday evening or something. Just keep an eye on the website and I will I will look to do that for you folks, because I don't think it's one I've shared yet on feeling, but I will check on that as well. So please
So,
do.
yeah, so lovely. So, Sarah, I just as a matter of interest, I'd love to know where Jay lives and where Sally is. I think Denise is one of my people from fairly close to me. So, but maybe
I
it's a different
have
Denise.
I have no idea. I'm fairly certain that Jay's here in the UK. Sally, I don't know how new you are to this, but brilliant. Thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. Um, oh, Denise just says yes. So I'm not sure. Oh, Jay, yes, Jay's definitely in the UK. Sally, if you're still there, and if you want to say where in the world you are, that would be brilliant. But yeah, so that's fine. I'm happy if you want to stay relatively anonymous. But it would be nice.
Yeah, lovely.
Amaliah, thank you so very much. It has been such a great pleasure. People, I am back on Wednesday, the 21st, with a thoughtful nuggets and pearls, which is something else that I share. And it's just a sort of little thoughtful nugget, piece, yeah, pearls of wisdom, if you like. The freeing energy of no. And I know we were talking about no before we even started, which no is so powerful. It is so powerful, but it's learning to accept no as being something that's powerful rather than hurtful. So I hope that you will join me for that, or at least go and find our thoughtful nuggets and pearls, all the inspiration that has been shared there. Please feel free to do that. Thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure. Those of you that have joined us live, those of you that watch us later, thank you for watching this, joining in this meditation. It is so much appreciated. Have a wonderful evening or day, whatever, wherever you may be in the world. And we'll look forward to you joining us again in the future. Love,
Yeah.
peace, and light to you all. Namaste.
Namaste.